Hey there, my name is PolishLynx. Welcome back to Serafina Saga. After choice that I might regret, but well, let's continue. My opinion remains the same, but I realize that if I'm to maintain Jesus' respect, I should be more careful about voicing my thoughts. I forgive you, Fair. Screw you. In fact, I'm glad that this happened. If you didn't experience such frustrations, then this process would be useless. Yeah, go away. I will leave you with a word of advice. If you truly wish to make the difference, speak with my sister, Commander Bellatrix. No, that's not a good idea. She's house leader of a Grandi family, and sits second to the Jaredars at the table of the Royal Duma. But speak carefully, even more carefully than I have urged you to do in my own presence. Good night, Fair. Good night, General Jezu. I don't remember. Jezu is gone, and once more I am alone with my thoughts. But I feel better now than I did before. Speaking with him helped me understand my own opinion. I'm not going to flee from Castle Crondoli, nor abandon Papa completely. I'm going to keep trying to figure out what's going on around here. I will map my way through this maze of politics and lies. And once I do, I'm going to clear my own path through it. Chapter 3. Secrets. When I awake in the morning, I feel reinvigorated. I hear the echoes of people bustling throughout the fortress, boots scraping stone, hands fluttering against cloth or parchment, saddles being tightened around horses, smells of breakfast, old cakes and cream wafted from the castle commons. I realize that Castle Crondoli has its own cycle of life around me, a system of prey and predators just like the jungle, and I am determined not to become one of its victims. I rinse my body with water before I undress, and then I brush off my leather tunic to a shiny polish before wrapping it to my body. I sharpen the edge of my spear. I carefully comb my hair with my fingers until it lies in thick, wavy locks around my head and neck. I used to wonder why Papa put so much time and care into his appearance. Now I realize that beauty can be used like a tool amongst humans to win their respect. Once I prepare myself and report to Lord Reuben, I find him standing in the hall outside his bedroom, looking as perfect and polished as ever. He leans next to the window, his body an elegant flow of sinewy lines glowing softly in the sunlight, his high-cut vest stretching up above his midriff to reveal his small but muscular torso. I pay attention to the way his glossy red gold hair drapes his neck and shoulders in a perfect array of soft swishing locks. I wonder how long he takes to get ready every morning, probably a long while, but one would not think so by his reckless, playful manner. His metiscus appearance, maybe even his behavior, is a disguise, just as surely as my own pretenses as fire. He noticed me with a start. Then a horrible glint enters his eyes and his hands curl into fists. Don't look at me with such doubting eyes, bitch, not after the way you betrayed me yesterday. I'm sorry, Reuben, I panicked. You could have warned me we were going to see the Grand Traitor himself. Besides, why do you ask me to a ridiculous question like that, whether I'm your complete control? Of course I'm not, and you know it. That much has become painfully obvious. But I expect you to lie, you useless dimwit. I don't care how honorable you are. Everyone in this castle needs to learn how to lie if you hope to survive. I needed you to support me in there, in case you decided to cry killing me. Fortunately for both of us, he didn't try to murder me outright, but he did choose to send me on a suicidal mission. You're a terrible squire, and with cowardice like yours, you will make a shitty royal guard. It amused me at first, but not any longer. I need someone I can depend on, and clearly that's not you. So it's time for you and I to have a chat with Jezu. He lunges toward me. One hand is even raised and curled as if it to grab me. No wait, I didn't abandon you, Reuben. Not really. I climbed out the window and watched everything that happened in that room through the balcony. You what? Impossible, you couldn't have climbed to the balcony unless you were some sort of monkey. But I did climb there, and I heard everything. I know that Arken asked you to kill Evolving Xavier in exchange for helping you get the key. You might be lying and just heard everything to the door, or really inside and climbed to the balcony. Either way, I'm mildly impressed. But that doesn't change the fact you abandoned me. I won't abandon you now, Reuben, but I will tell you something you don't want to hear. There are predators you train and train to become better than, and then there are those you simply learn to avoid. Sounds to me like Xavier is the type of predator you avoid at all costs, or you will simply be dead. I know, my own words almost stick in my throat. Papa told me that, and yet Papa is the one now foolishly hoping to kill Xavier, unless he only wants Rowan to think so. I shake my head and force myself to continue. The people of the kingdom of starving. If you want their respect, then find a way to feed them. Maybe you should focus on your efforts on helping the land produce more crops. Great idea, except that I seem to have misplaced my magic wand. You know, the one that I can wave over the problems to instantly fix them? You're right, You have land. You can make food on your own land, if nothing else. His snake smile seems unusually forced. I don't exactly own much land. The Jeridia family owns a great deal, of course, but they only give me responsibility for the most useless areas of rock or jungle. I feel disappointed somehow. I thought Rowan might put more effort into impressing it than he is at the moment. So you're good for nothing then? The blood drains from his face. His eyes widen until a white rim surrounds the copper he rises. What did you just say, you little? I grip tight on my spear, and I'm ready to defend myself however necessary. Fortunately, he stops right before touching me, his gaze suddenly wandering. I have an idea. I let out a little breath of relief as he backs off, laughing with delight. Yeah, I have a brilliant idea. One that just might make everyone happy. Come along, Fair, it's about time you met my brother. My stomach falls to my feet. This is not what I hoped to achieve, not at all. I don't even have time to grab my helmet. But it's too late now. I'm going to meet King Kalias, whether I want to or not. Outside the throne room, a crowd bustles carelessly, I guess, like bees around the world's last flower. I wonder why people bother hoping that the same man who causes most of their problems will be the same one to fix them. But perhaps that only applies to the common folk. Members of the royal houses are easily distinguished from the others because they wear fine clothes and a plethora of golden accessories. Their faces are full of a healthy diet, and their highest concern clearly revolve around hairstyles or costumes. Despite myself, I'm impressed by Rowan's ability to bypass the other nobles and work his way to the center of the line. They all smile at him as he approaches, then glare behind his back. I've only been here a little more than a week, but the resentment most other house members feel for Rowan, Jeridia, has become painfully obvious. With the exception of King Kalias himself, no one believes he belongs here. He pulls me deeper and deeper into the crowd, closer towards the thick line of armed guards. My heart throbs in my throat and I feel my panic rising. Bellatrix could be here. Bellatrix is here! She appears before I have a chance to prepare myself. In one moment I am struggling not to trip over someone else's feet or accidentally stab someone with my spear. In the next, Rowan and I stand just outside doors to the throne room and the Bellatrix herself bars our passage. Even now that I've grown more accustomed to seeing a wide range of men and women, Bellatrix's presence is as unique as the night I first saw her. She wears her heavy plated armor as gracefully as she wears the thick hair curling down her broad shoulders. The striking contrast between the soft redness of her hair and the dark bronze tone of her skin is almost beautiful enough to make me forget that this woman would gladly chop off my own head. Despite all that, something about her is different from what I expected. The pure rage I glimpsed in her eyes that night has faded significantly. And not only because of the situation, I suspect. No, the rage has been replaced by something else. Sadness, exhaustion, defeat? Her gaze passed over me and for just a moment it flickers with surprise. I almost panic. I'm a heartbeat away from either running for my life or attacking her with my spear. But then Rowan speaks up, and his typical flamboyance steals all of Bellatrix's attention. My, come on, Bellatrix, you look absolutely magnificent. No, she doesn't. Is it possible a woman to grow increasingly beautiful with the passage of time? She frowns, shifts on her feet, and looks away from him. I'm impressed. Has Rowan actually managed to make her uncomfortable? The king is busy, Rowan, as you can see. She gestures towards the crowd of the waiting room. Oh yeah, it would seem so, but is someone with him at this very moment? The expression of her stalwart face barely changes, but her voice shifts to irritation. No, he's resting between appointments. Resting or counting his gold again? Reuben's eyes glitter with knowing. Then he directs his mischievous gaze towards her armor. Oh my, are those new pauldrons on your shoulders? Hey, wait. It seems to be like she wants to be mad at him, but his comment has pleased her in a manner she can't resist. I'm surprised that you noticed. They're so shiny and polished, and they curve in a manner that flatters your figure. I was more concerned about the ability to protect my arms, and I needed a new fitting, but thank you. She glances once more at the crowd. Those closest to the throne room have fallen silent, watching anxiously to see if she's about to let someone in. Reuben can sense that she's wielding. He lowers his voice. I'm one of the only people close enough to hear the words he whispers. All of that intricate armor and clothing. It must be so very difficult to take on enough. If you ever need help with it. Beatrix turns slightly away and grows very quiet. Is she actually enjoying this? I see a fresh little spark in her eyes, but she refuses to voice her feelings one way or another. The smirk on Reuben's face indicates he has no regrets. Just tell him I came to tell him about a great new idea I had this morning. It involves a new way to accumulate gold. Beatrix surprises me by suddenly sighing. She seems to already know that this is a battle she won't win. Very well, I'll tell him. As she turns and enters the throne room, I'm still in shock. I can't believe I stood that close to Beatrix without a helmet and didn't get killed. I suspect her poor mood might be part of the reason she didn't pay me much mind, but I also can't deny how skillfully Reuben handled her. I would have expected her to physically attack any man who tried to flirt with her. Then again, perhaps most men assume that, so they don't even try. Maybe Reuben's one of the only men reckless enough to make such a move. Hey, he say you may enter. I hear a tiny giggle of delight from Reuben's throat, even as the men and women around us groan with disapproval. He just got here, they yell. We've been waiting for hours. Reuben smiles shamelessly and gives them all a little wave of his red-gloved hands. Family first, you know how it is. He winks in my direction, then beckons for me to follow. Beacons. Okay, that's a crappy place. Gold piles and piles and piles of gold. Everywhere I look, they cast a hazy glow through the large throne room, like thousands of tiny flattened suns. I still don't understand money completely, especially since Nikolaos says it is pretty much useless now that there's so very much of it, but I have to admit, it is somewhat beautiful. Through the golden haze, I see the king from a distance. I'm not sure what I expected. He's certainly not it. Yeah, I expected some old geezer. As we approach, Kallias holds one hand up to stop us, while the other continues to trace a pile of gold. Reuben and I both wait, trying not to make too much noise as we lift our feet and fidget with anxiety. At long last, Kallias looks up with a beaming grin. He looks so happy and innocent. For a moment, I don't believe this could possibly be the same man who is single-handedly serving the kingdom. Reuben, thanks Malion, it's you. I was struggling with quite a conundrum before you came along, but you are just the fellow to help me solve it. Gladly, brother. Good, now come stand right here. Reuben obeys, walking to the spot of ground of which Kallias points. Step to the left just slightly. Not too far! No, too far! Now to the right. No, you see that crack between the stones? Stand directly on top of it. There you are, now look up. Reuben does so. You see two piles of gold dossiers? Well, there are more than that, but forget about the others. Just focus on those two. Very good. Now, which one looks bigger to you? Reuben stares for a long time at the two piles. He blinks, rubs his eyes and looks again, but he seems to struggle a great deal with his response. They look exactly the same. Damn it, Reuben. They are not the same. Yeah, they look the same, but they are not. I've counted each one of them several times now, and every time I come up with a different number. I can see Reuben trying to kick a skull of irritation from twisting his features. He's stupid. Do you then? Let me look again. Reuben thinks about it a moment, then he suddenly points to a pile on the right. That one's bigger. It's probably a blatant lie. The piles look identical to me as well, but Kallias laughs with delight and claps his hands. Oh, that's exactly the one I thought was bigger. I knew you could help me with this, Reuben. My first count must have been the correct one. I'm glad I could help. Reuben continues to grin at the king, but I can't hold back an expression of shock from my own face. The king has dozens of courtiers waiting in the hall to speak to him, probably about important matters, and instead he is wasting time comparing piles of gold. Now that's settled, I'd like to tell you about my great idea. Oh yeah, the one Bellatrix mentioned. A new way to earn abundance, you say? Yeah, it's also a way to make use of the old Elborn Tower. King Cal suddenly grows very still, as do I. Elborn Tower, the same place where my mother and her family would have lived while she ruled as queen. That tower is abandoned. I was even thinking of having it destroyed. Perhaps sell the stones and furniture for more money. But even that would be difficult, because those dang cinder trees the Elborn so adored have spread branches and vines everywhere while we left unattended. It's practically its own little jungle. Yeah, which is exactly what interests me. Why is it that the plants of the Elborn Tower thrive while plants throughout the rest of the kingdom struggle to stay alive? Well, if legends are to believe, perhaps the Elborns really were blessed with the magic of the goddess Demetra. Too bad for them, such magic did not extend their own lifespan. Reuben laughs nervously, events my heart seems to twist like a rock inside me. True, in any case, perhaps the magic could be of use to us now. Nadia Elborn once kept a garden in the tower that nourished a variety of fruits, vegetables, weeds, and flowers. Last I heard, most of the plants have nearly withered away, but they survived a remarkably long time without anyone to look after them. Maybe there is still a chance to revive the Elborn garden and make use of its contents? Carlos now looks slightly nauseous. And how exactly will this translate into revenue? We can give seeds from the new plants to farmers, perhaps they will be able to grow more food, which means more we can sell. You might be right, but restoring the Elborn Tower? No, I'm not fond of this idea. Understand why I feel the way, of course, it's so very tedious. But you can just leave the hard work to me and fire here. I stiffen and Scalias turns his golden gaze towards me. But my reaction is not nearly as so drastic as Scalias's. Who did you say that was? Her name's Fire. She's trying to become a member of the Royal Guard. Fire, but she looks like... Don't panic, I tell myself, don't panic. The easiest way to become someone else's prey is to show your own fear. I try to swallow, but I feel like I'm forcing a rock down my throat. Quite a beauty, isn't she? Yeah, she is. Fair, you say. Fair, come forward. I've been watching Reuben long enough to learn a few tricks. I force a pleasant smile on my face as I come forward. It's an honor to meet you, King Piece of Crap. King Callias. Let's continue our talk in the next episode. Sorry, King, you have to wait. That's my decision. You have nothing to say about it. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye.